everyone, this is Bhumi Pandey and welcome to Astitya Prakashan. We have a very special guest with us today, Dr. Shalini Singh. Ma'am is a PhD degree holder from University of Lucknow and she has been an academic writer throughout her professional journey. And also today we'll be talking about her book, The Novels of Arun Joshi, Thematic Patterns. And about the book, we'll discuss it more with today's session. So, ma'am, we are very happy to have you here today. Hope you are doing fine.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for having me.
So, first of all, आपको congratulations ये book publish करने के लिए और काफी मुझे काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है ये बुक क्योंकि बहुत दिनों बाद मैं किसी एकेडमिक्स राइटर से आज इंटरव्यू कर रही हूँ क्योंकि जो आजकल लिटरेचर्स होते हैं मोस्टली जो है हम अपनी कंटेम्प्रेरी जो राइटिंग है उस पर ही फोकस करते हैं जो मतलब पहले के ऑथर्स थे उस पर फोकस थोड़ा कम हो गया है। तो मैम आपको किस मतलब ये थीमेटिक पैटर्न्स को लिखने के लिए आपको कहाँ से इंस्पिरेशन आई इस चीज के लिए?
थीमेटिक पैटर्न्स लिखने का इंस्पिरेशन मिला मुझे उनकी नॉवेल्स ही पढ़ के, क्योंकि जो नॉवेल्स है ना उनकी 5 नॉवेल्स उन्होंने लिखी हैं और वो पढ़ने के बाद उससे हम रिलेट कर पाते हैं खुद को। द थीम्स ही इज हैविंग एलिनेशन, एग्जिस्टेंशियलिज्म, रिडेम्पशन and the predicament. Nowadays almost everyone is facing the same condition, and that condition he described in his novels so well. So that is why I got interested in it, and I thought I should write about it, and I should explore his writings so that anyone can read it and anyone can go through it through my book also.
So, ma'am, can you elaborate on the specific thing you explored in this novel? And can you explain it?
Yes, ma'am. He actually his 5 novels. I introduced it first. The Foreigner. It is his first novel, and The Strange Case of Billy Biswas, The Apprentice, The City and the River, and The Last Labyrinth. All these novels have different themes they are having. The first novel is The Foreigner is talking about basically the detachment, how a person gets detached from the society because of their tradition, their rituals. And the second novel, how we feel pressure in today's society. In today's scenario, everyone is having the pressure from their parents and their school, their relatives. They all the time whenever they are meeting with each other, they are not interested how the person is dealing with the problems. They are more interested in what are his achievement till now, what did he achieve till now, how is his studies going well. Though it is not a bad thing to ask these things, but the way they are interested, they are keen to know that what are you doing. So these kind of questions make pressure, and that's why what people are doing, what nowadays children are doing, they commit sometimes suicide. And that's what I got to know when I read his novel The Strange Case of Billy Biswas, that the societal pressure leads him to his tragic death. So these types of things forced me to just analyze his novels and write about it. And the third novel, The Apprentice, when I read it, it was all about the corruption. It is written around 1975, and that era was almost full of corruption, you must be knowing. And yes, so nowadays it is quite prevalent. You can relate it with today's scenario. Now everywhere is corruption is prevailed. So when I read it, I found it that it's quite relevant till now, that what he wrote in 1975, you can get to know, you can see it wherever you are going, whenever you are when you approach something to do for any kind of help, you have to offer money. And the stratification, The City and the River talks about the stratification, the upper class, the lower class, the rich one, the poor one. So that things he categorized in a way, it literally forced me to just analyze his novels and write about it. And the last labyrinth is quite, I would say, it is quite mysterious. In my opinion, it is quite mysterious. When you read this novel, you first of all you are not able to understand what is he saying about it, the inner meaning. But after reading it twice and thrice, I got to know and I got to understand what the real meaning is conveying. So that's all. There is nothing much to talk about, but the whatever he wrote only 5 novels. There are only 5 novels in his credit, but the novels the themes he dealt with, it's quite relevant. You can go through it, and if you can't read the whole novel, is all the 5 novels, you can go through my book, that is the novels of Anuj Joshi, Thematic Pattern. You would get an idea and you get to understand what is he talking about, what is he writing about. And the way he take up human emotions, it is quite real. If you go through his novels, you will feel like as if you are watching a movie. You don't feel that you're reading a book. Whenever I read his books, I don't think that I'm reading a book. I feel myself that I'm watching a movie. And the emotion the characters are feeling, I feel the same emotions. And that is the highest quality if any writer is portraying so well that you can relate yourself with the character and you can feel the emotion the character is feeling in the book. It is the biggest thing, I would say. That is why I have chosen him to explore and to write about his novels.
So, yeah, definitely. Like whoever doesn't want to read this 5 books can definitely read this book, that is written by ma'am, and it will give you a analyzation of these 5 novels. So in this session, I'm also able to learn many things that I knew about Arun Joshi, but never ever like I ever thought of reading his book because we have this kind of feeling that maybe these authors are quite old and their writings will not have any relevance with our perspective. Like we see as a different generation at this point. So yeah, many times. But the things you have explained about corruption, about class, these differences are still existing in our society and like in our surroundings. So
Yes.
I believe this is very relevant for every people living in this society. And yeah, this book is really going to help for those people as well. So, ma'am, how do you perceive Arun Joshi's position among other Indian novelists, like particularly in terms of the range of his idea and the clarity of his art?
I will definitely put him among the best because I love him. I love his writing and the way he writes, the mostly human emotions. He writes mostly about the human emotions, how a person go through any condition when he is not feeling well, when he is low, and mostly he told about our society, and he called it so called society. And sometimes we feel, sometimes when we are talking about some people, yeah, or something, there are something we don't like about our society. But what we have to do, we have to move according to our society rules, and we just get under pressure to maintain our values, to maintain our status. What we do, just we show. We believe in showing off. We don't follow what we are wanting. We just follow the society's rules, what they are making for us. So that things he just took up and he explored. He just dig up human emotions. He mostly talk about one of the character I would mention, there is Billy Biswas. I mostly relate myself with him. The way he gets under pressure with his from his family and the society, and he just gets married. He just gets married to a girl. Even he is not in the mood of getting married, but what we do, we just get pressurized from our family that you have to marry because it is the tradition. It's a tradition that you should get married, you have to kids, and your life should be settled, not according to you, just according to the society. So what he does, he just gets married, and after that his problems starts, because he is not in the bond of sweet bond of with his wife, and slowly and gradually he started detaching himself from the society, and he wants to run. He was a researcher. He read anthropology, so he was more interested in knowing the primitive people. पुराने लोग हम बात करते हैं ना, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हमें पुराने लोगों की बातों में बड़ा इंटरेस्ट आता है, पहाड़ों में. He was a kind of man that he was more interested in mountains, more interested in mysterious things. He wants to know the meaning of life. And when he is not getting the same thing in the city, in the civilized society, he just ran away from the society and he vanished in the forest. And what he did, he started a new life over with a girl that is called Bilasia, and I find myself quite related with it, because the place I belong, it is called Shravasti, and there is a village, very small village called Sirsia, and it is just near the mountains, Nepal border. It is near the Nepal border, and I love the mountains. And I have seen that pahadi girls jo hote hai na, I have seen those girls. So I just find that the novel is written just about my society and my belongings, but it is not so. Arun Joshi is very dear to me. I have read many novelists, but the place Arun Joshi, I feel for him, it's quite unmatchable. There is no match at all, I would say.
So I can definitely understand how relatable he is to you, and and we also feel very happy when we find some kind of author. Like, everyone has a specific author they like. They may read different kind of books, but at the end of the day, you have one favorite thing, and that favorite thing has to do something with your relevance. How can you relate to that author, to his writing? So yeah, you have explained that beautifully, talking about the mountain story and like your own region you come from. So now, what do you believe are the most significant dilemmas faced by 28th century individuals as portrayed by Arun Joshi's novels?
First thing I would say that the dilemma is, nowadays youth are not open to everyone. Everyone means to their parents and to their loved ones. They just hide their feelings, what they are feeling actually. If they don't like the field, sometimes what happens, parents are they just think about this status. So they want their children to just read mainly science background, right? Nowadays they don't focus at arts subjects. They find it quite low for their status. So they force their children to study science and be an engineer or a doctor or civil servants, but they don't see the capability of their children. They are just forcing their thoughts on their minds. एंड उससे क्या होता है कि फिर बच्चा जो होता है वो छोटी सी उम्र में उसको प्रेशर बन जाता है कि नहीं, मुझे तो साइंस ही पढ़ना है. इवन इफ ही इज इंटरेस्टेड इन आर्ट्स मींस आर्ट्स सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक हिस्ट्री, इंग्लिश लिटरेचर, हिंदी लिटरेचर, तो वो क्या करता है कि फिर उसको दिमाग में ये बन जाता है कि नहीं मुझे तो यही पढ़ना है, क्योंकि इसी से ही फ्यूचर बनेगा, मुझे डॉक्टर ही बनना है. Nobody wants to be a teacher, nobody wants to be an artist, nobody wants to be a social activist. They just think about the high packages, they think about the foreign tours. So basically they are in that mind, and they are expecting their children to complete their desires. तो इससे क्या होता है, अगर बच्चा खुद नहीं बता पा रहा है कि मेरे दिमाग में क्या है या मैं नहीं पढ़ना चाहता, तो उसके अंदर एक प्रेडिकमेंट होता है, वही डिलेमा, दैट क्रिएट्स अ डिलेमा, दैट वेदर आई शुड डू इट, आई शुड नॉट डू इट. I have read a drama by William Shakespeare, Hamlet.
Yes.
There is a line, to be or not to be, that the question. I have mentioned it in my book, and that line is it's a true line, and it is suitable to everyone nowadays. Everyone. Sometimes we are in the situation that we think whether we should do it or not. I am a mother, and sometimes I also think that my children should read good things. They should never think about any bad things. Or we, being a parents, we want everything perfect, but we don't go through the mind of our children, that what the problem they are facing. And that is the main problem Arun Joshi highlighted in his novels really well. That's why I got interest to read him and to write about him, the main thing. And so children, what are they doing? They are just running from their parents. They don't want to tell what situation they are in. Even if some videos I have seen, I will mention Vikas Devakirti sir. You must be knowing him.
Yes.
Vikas Devakirti. Whatever he talks about the person, it's literally true. Every time I listen to him, and next moment I just forget about it. Sometimes we also we want that status to maintain, right? And when people say that your child is really well in his studies, yeah, he's doing well or she is doing well, he gets hype. But we don't think how much pressure we have given to their minds. That is the thing. It applicable to every single person, whether the person is teenager, the person is young, the person is old enough. प्रेशर जो होता है हमारे दिमाग में चारों तरफ से होता है. वही प्रेशर को अरुण जोशी ने अपनी नॉवेल्स में जितने अच्छे से उसको उकेरा है, बताया है, वो चीज मुझे बहुत अट्रैक्ट करती है. दैट्स व्हाई ये नॉवेल लिखने का मुझे उनकी 5 नॉवेल को इकट्ठा करके एक बुक लिखने का ख्याल आया, जिससे कोई भी बच्चा उसको लेके, या कोई भी किसी भी एज का लेके उसको पढ़ सकता है, उससे अपनी चीजों को रिलेट कर सकता है, उसको मजा आएगा.
Okay, ma'am. So, could you discuss any recurring symbols you have identified in Arun Joshi's novels, and there's thematic, the significance to the thematic exploration?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, his novels are all his novels are full of symbols, and when I went through his novel The Strange Case of Billy Biswas, there is a description of goddess Kali. And Kali is the epitome of the power in our religion. And Kali is whenever we talk about Kali Mata, we just thinking about the power, the strength she is having. That's why we nowadays everyone says that be like a Kali, be like a Durga. Don't be strong. Don't be weak. So that's why we just give these kind of examples. We like Rani Lakshmi Bai. Like we say that whenever my daughter is not feeling well, or she is feeling low, I just give examples that be Rani Lakshmibai. So he didn't mention Rani Lakshmibai. I'm just talking about it. He mentioned goddess Kali, and the way he mentioned it is a power, symbol of strength. The way he discussed about it in his novels. And the second thing I would talk about, that is there is Kala Pahad. There is a reference about Kala Pahad. That is other symbol. And there is a girl called Bilasia. She is the example of Shakti. We talk about Shiv Shakti in Hindu religion. And she, what Billy Biswas is a character who gets united with Bilasia, and he feels the real power in himself that night, and he's trying to show that the Biswas is uniting with Bilasia, and so the Shiv is getting united with Shakti. That is the another symbol. There is also one other symbol is their dance, their love, their drinking wine. These things just a symbol he used. And if I talk about other novels, I would mention The Last Labyrinth. It is full of symbols. It is just a symbolic novel. Even the characters' name are symbolic. Bhaskar is a symbolic name, and Gargi is there, and Anuradha, she is a really mysterious lady. And in that novel, he talked about the death. Some in Hindu religion, when somebody is dead, there are 4 people who carried the body on their shoulder, right? And he just written about it in his novels to just show that what happens in your life, that you get life, and after that what happens, you complete your life, and the last cycle is you will be dead. And he talked about a temple. There is that is the very really mysterious temple, and whenever you Bhaskar, when he went there, he find his true self over. And all the time he was running after materialistic things. He's running after making money and getting money. He was totally involved in materialism. But after visiting that temple and after visiting Anuradha, he gets mesmerized by the beauty of Anuradha, and he gets mesmerized by the beauty of the temple also. And there he recognized himself, and he gets his true meaning of life. So these are things he used as a symbols. When you go through his novels, you'll get to know that what the real meaning is. And there is a reference about Lal Haveli and the doors, the way he picturized the words about the Haveli. You feel terror in your mind, the way he written about it. But in Hindi movies, you must be seeing there is a Haveli, and horror films are basically they shoot horror films in Haveli. And whenever you Haveli, yes, when you read about the Haveli and their doors and their creepers and everything and the darkness, you just get horrified. So that things I really feel whenever I read his novels. I feel it that the things is happening in front of me, and that is his artistic quality and pictorial vision, I would say. He has written it really well.
Okay, ma'am. You explained it in a quite a depth, all the symbols. So, ma'am, how does your analysis of Arun Joshi's novel contribute to the literary legacy?
Actually, his themes mentioned it that his themes are still relevant, and in any themes, whatever themes he is writing, like existentialism, like redemption, alienation, detachment, these are the themes he explored, and these are the themes Nowadays, mostly I would say every human beings, sometimes or the other, they are feeling the situation and they are get in the situation, and that's why I would say that they can relate themselves to the themes, and his literary legacy will be on because the themes he has chosen is applicable to most of applicable to mostly everyone, I would say. And there are lots of things you can explore about him. I have chosen some of his famous themes, and if I talk about redemption is a theme he had written about it. That when you commit when you do something wrong, what you feel? You feel redemptive. You feel that I should not do this, right? मुझे ये नहीं करना चाहिए था. तो ये किस में आ जाता है? ये रिडेम्पशन में आ जाता है. That you are redeeming yourself from your past deed. He has written it so well. Every single character of his novels, they redeem for their past deeds. That I should not do this. That the first novel of his, The Foreigner. If I talk about, there is a character Cindy Oberoi. What he did, he just didn't take the decisions at the right time. So what he suffered throughout his life because of the lackness of his understanding of the situation, and he tried to alienate himself from the society. He was orphaned from the early age. So he got true love in his life, but he couldn't understand that it is his true love and he can lead his life with her so well. But what he did, he could not take the right decision at the right moment. And what happened? The girl gets pregnant and he was not able to take decision that I should get married or not. So he didn't marry her. And at last she died while undergoing an abortion. And after that, what is he doing? He's redeeming. In all his novel, he is redeeming since the beginning and to the last. At last, he gets a girl, and like a family, he gets involved. Finally, in his novel he mentioned the Mahabharata, the Gita. Arun Joshi, he mentioned about the Gita, that what you should do, you should take decision at the right moment. If the moment is passed, there is no matter what will you do, the time will not be coming back. So you should take decision at the right time. So that is, I explored his theme redemption in my book also. You can go through it, you can read it if you want to, and you can suggest to other persons also to go through it, and they can feel the just whatever I have written.
Yes. So, ma'am, was there any challenges on this process of writing this novel or analysis, whatever you say? So, did you face any challenges regarding this?
When you write a book, I think it's quite challenging because and basically it is academic. What the first thing you have to do, you have to check every single fact you're writing about. You cannot put your thoughts in it till the time you are not writing creative writing. And creative writing, you can use the imagination, you can use your fantasies, but when you're writing an academic book, you are in some limitations. You can use your imagination here also while explaining the meanings of the lines and book, but and it's been a challenge since the beginning, I would say, because I have to read his novels, I have to manage newspapers, I have to manage his articles, whatever he has given in his interview. So it's it's been a challenge for me. I think it's a challenge for everyone who is writing a book. It's not for me only.
Yes. So, ma'am, yeah, I believe you have really done a very extensive research on it, and I can truly see like the admiration you have for his writings. And I believe, like reading this book, people will also be very like they will have a good, valuable insights reading these books. Students as well as any person can read this. You can get this book on Amazon or Rastita Prakashan store, and you just need to go there and access it. Uh, so, ma'am, this is a little bit out of the question I want to ask you. Since you have been an academic writer and you have been to English literature, our readers are also very excited to know the classic books. So, can you suggest some of the books if you don't mind? Like, except yours, definitely yours will be there. But except this, can you suggest?
I love Amish Tripathi. He is a modern writer, and his books, Meluka, is a trilogy. I would definitely suggest to read you. And there, Chetan Bhagat. I love his writing because I also feel when I read his book, Two States. I literally felt that I'm watching a movie, and what happened when the movie came. But I like the book most. I like the movie also, but I like the book most. And mostly, I mean, writers are every writer is good if he is writing, but I would suggest that I love William Wordsworth also. His poetry. If you want to read poetry, you can go through William Wordsworth's writing, and sometimes you should read biography also. I read Abdul Kalam's biography, and I liked it too much. And there is a writer, Singhvi. I'm unable to remember his name. Sorry, but his book Chanakya is really good. You can go through it. Anyone can go through it. And there are not many. I just can't count a book, but you should go through. I mean, if you are a book lover, you should go through almost every writer if it is possible for you.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, definitely you should go through this and visit more books as possible for you. So, ma'am, thank you so much for being with us today. And we had a very broad discussion about Arun Joshi's writings. And I believe after reading, I'm very interested in reading your book. So I believe I'll get it very soon. I want to read and I want to see how you have analyzed all of his books. And I also recommend you all to go and read and please leave a review. How do you feel about it? And we will be very happy. And also, ma'am, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was indeed a very knowledgeable and insightful session with you today.
And thank you for having me so well.
Thank you so much. So yeah, here we are going to end the video, and again we'll come up with another set of sessions. So thank you all.
Thank you.